Welcome to Mind Clarity, where we explore the power of the mind, self-love, gratitude, and the deeper connection between our thoughts and the life we create. If you believe in personal growth, inner transformation, and unlocking your highest potential, become a valued member of our channel and join us on this journey of awakening, healing, and manifesting a better life. Today, let's discover the wisdom that can help you trust yourself, love yourself, and create the reality you truly deserve. The universe always has a way of creating opportunities, solutions, and answers when we allow ourselves to trust the process. I have witnessed this happen in incredible ways. Sometimes, when everything seems uncertain, a simple phone call can come through, a new opportunity can appear, or something unexpected can shift the entire situation. Life has a way of opening doors when we stop believing that we are trapped. I travel around the world often, and one of the most inspiring things I see is that people everywhere are searching for the same thing: a deeper understanding of themselves and a way to take control of their own lives. These are not just audiences gathering to listen. They are individuals who are ready to grow, transform, and create a better reality for themselves. I receive messages from people across the globe who are looking for new perspectives, new answers, and a greater connection with their own inner power. For a long time, humanity has been conditioned to look outside of ourselves for someone or something to rescue us. We have often believed that the answer is somewhere outside, waiting for another person, another event, or another force to change our lives. But we are entering a different understanding now. We are beginning to recognize that the greatest source of transformation is already within us. We are not powerless beings simply being pushed around by circumstances. We are active participants in our own experiences. We have the ability to influence our thoughts, our choices, our emotions, and the direction of our lives. We are connected with the universe in a way that allows us to create, grow, and experience change from within. Another beautiful movement happening in the world is the rise of support communities and self-help groups. More and more people are coming together with shared challenges, not just to talk about problems, but to discover solutions. There is no true growth in gathering only to repeat how difficult life is or to constantly remind ourselves of everything that is wrong. Real transformation happens when people come together with the intention of learning, healing, and finding new possibilities. When we begin to examine our beliefs, we start discovering the invisible barriers we have created within ourselves. These barriers often prevent us from experiencing the happiness, success, love, and abundance that are naturally available to us. This process is not about blaming ourselves or proving that we were wrong. It is about becoming aware of what we have been carrying, so we can finally release what no longer serves us. One of the most important changes we can make is to stop criticizing ourselves. Constant criticism does not create healing. It does not improve our relationships, our circumstances, or our connection with ourselves. In fact, it often keeps us trapped in the very patterns we want to change. Think about how difficult it is to grow when someone is constantly judging and attacking you. But when you are supported, accepted, and loved, change becomes much easier. The same principle applies to the relationship you have with yourself. If you have been criticizing yourself for years, that criticism has not created the transformation you wanted. It is time to choose a different approach. Many times, the things we judge most harshly in others are connected to parts of ourselves that we have not fully accepted. The world around us often reflects our own beliefs, fears, and insecurities. When we understand this, we stop fighting against everything outside of us and begin looking within for the real source of change. Another important step is to stop frightening yourself with your own thoughts. How many times have you created fear, worry, and stress by imagining the worst possible outcomes? Our minds are powerful, and the thoughts we repeat can either support us or destroy our confidence. Your thoughts should become your greatest allies, not your enemies. Learn to speak to yourself with kindness, Become someone who encourages yourself, supports yourself, and believes in your own ability to overcome challenges. You have been with yourself through every moment of your life. From your first breath until your final day, the one person who has always remained by your side is you. So why spend that entire journey criticizing yourself? You deserve to wake up each morning feeling grateful and happy to be the person you are. Many people dedicate their energy to loving, supporting, and caring for others, yet they forget to offer that same compassion to themselves. Your relationship with yourself is the longest relationship you will ever have. Treat yourself with the same love, patience, and respect that you would give to someone deeply important to you. Choose to become your own source of encouragement instead of waiting for someone else to provide it. A powerful practice is to stand in front of a mirror each morning, look at yourself and say, "I love you. What can I do today to make you happy?" These simple words can completely change the way you begin your day. So many people wait their entire lives hoping someone else will tell them they are loved, valued, and appreciated. But you do not have to wait. Give that love to yourself. Become the person who reminds yourself that you matter. When you learn to accept, support, and love yourself, you create the foundation for a life filled with greater peace, confidence, and possibility. The transformation begins the moment you decide to become your own greatest source of love. Take loving care of your body, because your body is the home you experience life through. If we want to live a long, healthy, and fulfilling life, we must treat ourselves with kindness and respect. Our bodies deserve attention, nourishment, movement, and care. The relationship we have with our body is one of the most important relationships we will ever have. We also need to continue educating ourselves. Many people underestimate their own intelligence and tell themselves, "I cannot do this," or "I am not capable of learning something new." But the truth is, we all have the ability to grow and expand our understanding. Today, knowledge is everywhere. There are books, courses, videos, conversations, and countless opportunities available for anyone who chooses to seek them. Learning is a lifelong journey. No matter how much we know, there will always be something new to discover. I believe that every day is an opportunity to gain more wisdom, develop a deeper understanding, and see life from a greater perspective. When we wake up with the desire to learn, we keep our minds open and continue evolving. It is also important that we create a secure financial future for ourselves. Money is not just about possessions. It represents freedom, choices, and the ability to support ourselves and others. Everyone deserves the opportunity to build financial stability, no matter where they begin. It is especially important that women have financial independence and confidence in their own ability to create prosperity. Our thoughts and beliefs play a powerful role in shaping our financial reality. The words we repeatedly tell ourselves become the beliefs that guide our actions. One affirmation that can transform the way we think about abundance is, "My income is constantly increasing and I prosper wherever I go." When we repeat positive beliefs with confidence and allow them to influence our choices, we begin creating new possibilities for ourselves. Remember that you are constantly creating your own personal rules and beliefs about life. The thoughts you choose, the actions you take, and the energy you bring into the world all contribute to the reality you experience. Another important part of life is expressing your creativity. Creativity does not only belong to artists, musicians, architects, or people who create something famous. Every person has a creative force within them, and that creativity needs a positive outlet. Your creativity may appear in simple ways. It may come through the way you solve problems, care for others, organize your life, express your ideas, or bring beauty into ordinary moments. What matters is that you allow this creative energy to flow in a healthy and positive direction. If we ignore our creative nature, that energy will still find a way to express itself. Sometimes it appears through negative thinking, unnecessary worries, fears, or creating problems that did not need to exist. The mind is incredibly creative, and if we do not guide it consciously, it can create stories that limit us. I know from experience that it is possible to become very creative with negative thoughts. The mind can imagine endless problems, fears, and reasons why something will not work. But that same creative power can be used to build happiness, confidence, solutions, and a better life. Allow the positive side of your creativity to come forward. Let joy, peace, and happiness become the foundation of your everyday experience. Many people search for happiness outside themselves, believing that something or someone else will complete them. But true happiness begins within. When we learn to look for joy, we discover that it exists in every area of life. Life itself is a fascinating journey. It teaches us through experiences, challenges, and unexpected moments. One of the most meaningful things we can do is develop a deeper spiritual connection with life. For some people, spirituality comes through religion and traditional practices. For others, it comes through meditation, silence, reflection, or simply connecting with the world around them. The path may look different for everyone, but the purpose is the same: to discover a deeper connection with something greater than ourselves. I may not follow a traditional religious path, but I believe deeply in spirituality and in the connection between all living things. When we recognize that connection, we begin to see life with more compassion, awareness, and gratitude. Another essential quality we must develop is integrity. Integrity means honoring our words and respecting the commitments we make. When we tell someone we will do something, we should make every effort to follow through. The same principle applies to the promises we make to ourselves. Every time we break a promise to ourselves, we weaken our own trust and self-respect. But every time we honor our commitments, we strengthen our confidence and remind ourselves that we can rely on who we are. That is why we should be careful with the promises we make. Do not promise things simply to please others if you know you cannot follow through. Make commitments that come from honesty and intention. When you give your word, respect it. When you make a promise to yourself, honor it. The way we treat our body, our mind, our finances, our creativity, our spirituality, and our own promises determines the quality of the life we create. When we care for ourselves with love and live with integrity, we begin building a life that reflects our true potential. Many of us make promises to ourselves, but then we fail to follow through. Every time we break our own commitments, we weaken the trust we have in ourselves. And when we cannot trust ourselves, it becomes difficult to fully trust life. Building a strong relationship with yourself requires keeping your word and respecting the promises you make. Another powerful practice that can completely transform your experience is living from a place of gratitude. Gratitude changes the way we see the world. It shifts our focus from what is missing to the beauty and blessings that already exist in our lives. When I wake up in the morning, before I even open my eyes, I begin by expressing gratitude. I thank my bed for giving me comfort and allowing me to rest peacefully throughout the night. I thank life for another opportunity to be here, another day to experience, learn, and grow. I feel grateful for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my home, and for the beautiful beings who share my life. I am thankful for my animals, for the food I grow, for the work I am able to do, for the experiences waiting for me, and for the health and strength of my body. The list continues because there is always something to appreciate. By beginning my day with gratitude, I create a foundation of appreciation before anything else happens. I enter the day from a place of thankfulness rather than worry or fear. Life responds beautifully to a grateful heart. When you recognize and appreciate what you already have, you naturally attract more experiences, connections, and moments worth appreciating. And when I talk about receiving more, I am not only talking about material things. The real gifts of life are the people we meet, the places we experience, the memories we create, and the moments that bring meaning and happiness. So remember these important principles. Stop criticizing yourself, stop frightening yourself with negative thoughts, and become devoted to the relationship you have with yourself. Treat yourself as someone valuable, someone worthy of love and kindness. Take care of your body. Continue educating yourself and never stop learning. Create financial independence and build a future that supports you. Express your creativity in positive ways. Make joy and happiness a central part of your life. Develop a meaningful spiritual connection. Live with integrity, honor your promises, respect yourself, and choose gratitude as your way of living. Over time, I have created certain personal principles that guide my life. These are beliefs that I choose to live by because they bring me peace, confidence, and a deeper connection with myself and the world around me. One of those beliefs is that I am always safe. I believe I am protected and guided, and this allows me to move through life with greater freedom and trust. When I know that I am supported, I do not have to live in constant fear. I also believe that everything I need to know is revealed to me at the right moment. The answers, information, and guidance I need always find their way to me when I am ready to receive them. Life has a way of bringing the right people, ideas, and opportunities into our experience at the perfect time. When there is something I desire, I create an affirmation for it, place that intention into my mind, and then release it. I like to imagine it as placing an order in the universe's kitchen. When you go to a restaurant, you choose what you want, give your order, and then you trust that the kitchen is preparing it. You do not run into the kitchen every few minutes to check if the meal is being made. You relax, knowing it is already in progress. The same idea applies to our desires and intentions. Once you set your intention, you do not need to constantly worry about how it will happen or try to control every detail. Trust that things are unfolding in the right way and at the right time. I also believe that life is filled with love and joy. One of the greatest gifts of this journey is experiencing the kindness and love that exist everywhere. Wherever I go, I am reminded of the incredible connection we share with one another. I believe that I am healthy, strong, and constantly renewing myself. I know that I do not have to return to old patterns because I am no longer living from the same mindset I once had. I have grown, changed, and created a new relationship with my own well-being. I believe that prosperity follows me wherever I go. I believe I am capable of growth and transformation. I do not pretend to know everything. Instead, I remain open to discovering new parts of myself. Whenever I notice an old belief, fear, or habit appearing, I simply acknowledge it and say, "This is another area where I can grow." Growth comes from awareness. We do not need to judge ourselves for what we discover. We simply need to recognize it, understand it, and choose a better way forward. Ultimately, I believe that everything is working together for my highest good. Our consciousness shapes the experiences we create. The way we think, feel, and see ourselves influences the life we build. Learning to love ourselves is one of the greatest challenges and greatest gifts we can experience. When we are born, we naturally love ourselves. We do not question our worth or wonder if we deserve happiness. But as we move through life, experiences, opinions, and disappointments can cause us to forget that natural self-love. Some people even learn to reject themselves because of what they have experienced or what others have told them. But one of the deepest lessons of personal and spiritual growth is remembering how to love ourselves again, regardless of our past, our mistakes, or the opinions of others. We all face the journey of learning forgiveness. We must learn to forgive ourselves and forgive those who have hurt us. This is not weakness. It is a necessary part of healing and growth. Many negative thoughts come from fear. Every moment we have a choice. Are we acting from fear or from faith? Are we living from a belief in limitation or from a belief in possibility? Are we focused on scarcity or abundance? The choice is always ours. The direction of our life begins with the thoughts and beliefs we choose to embrace. When we choose love, trust, gratitude, and faith, we open ourselves to a completely different experience of life. The journey of creating a better life begins with understanding that our outer experiences are deeply connected to our inner world. The way we speak to ourselves, the beliefs we hold, and the emotions we repeatedly choose all influence the way we experience reality. When we begin changing our relationship with ourselves, we naturally begin changing the way we interact with everything around us. One of the most powerful transformations a person can experience is learning to trust themselves again. Many people spend years doubting their decisions, ignoring their own needs, and breaking promises they make to themselves. Over time, this creates a distance between who they are and who they truly want to become. Self-trust is not created through one major action. It is built through small daily choices. Every time you honor your commitments, listen to your inner voice, and treat yourself with respect, you strengthen the connection you have with yourself. The way we speak to ourselves matters more than most people realize. A person can receive love and encouragement from the outside world, but if their own inner voice is constantly criticizing them, they will continue feeling disconnected from their own worth. The mind accepts the messages we repeat most often. If we constantly tell ourselves that we are not enough, that we are behind, or that we cannot succeed, those beliefs become invisible limits. But when we replace those thoughts with compassion, patience, and encouragement, we create space for growth. Self-love does not mean believing that we are perfect or ignoring our mistakes. It means accepting ourselves while still allowing room for improvement. It means understanding that mistakes are experiences, not definitions of who we are. A person who truly loves themselves can recognize their weaknesses without destroying their confidence. They can say, "This is something I need to improve," instead of saying, "This is proof that I am not good enough." The greatest transformation begins when we stop searching outside ourselves and awaken the power, love, and wisdom that already exists within. When we choose gratitude over fear, self-respect over criticism, and faith over doubt, we create a life filled with greater peace, purpose, and possibility. Remember, you are not here to fight against life. You are here to work with it, trust it, and allow your true potential to unfold. Love yourself, believe in yourself, and know that everything you need is already beginning to move toward you.